Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today it's going to be a mid-rank madness match between KrystaL and Ambrose here on Submarine, the latter edition, a pretty rushy map with a short rush distance. We'll see if there's going to be rushing today here in your mid-rank madness. One of these players sent their replay to Snipermonkey. Make sure that it is gold, platinum, or diamond level and interesting enough to get selected. His email address is in the description, and he wants me to let you know he hasn't been getting very many of these lately, so your chances of getting cast by Falcon Paladin if you're mid-rank madness are better than ever. All right, so top left on Submarine is the red Zerg player. It is KrystaL. And in the bottom right, it is the blue Protoss player, Ambrose. Little Amon spinny logo there. That's cool. So he's Team Amon here. This Protoss. That's awesome. Ooh, I think he almost got the block here. Yeah, Ambrose almost got that block. I was like, dang it. I want to get the block. And KrystaL said, good luck, have fun. So I'm assuming that Ambrose will at this point. I like that's the response to that response there. Like, Ambrose responds to not getting the hatch block. And then KrystaL responds positively. That was nice. Now, Overlord needs to watch, man. You gotta watch for that cannon stuff because, I mean, there's a forge done for Ambrose here, but the probe's getting followed. So that's good. What is this drone doing? KrystaL's got two drones out on the map. Like, this one, I guess I kind of understand, but eventually, like, just go back home, man. This hatch is going to finish, and you should, I don't know. There's still a little bit of danger of getting cannon rushed here, just because, again, it takes a while. It takes a while for hatcheries to pop, but Ambrose is not interested in cannon rushing. Oh, just checking for proxies. All right, KrystaL, I approve. Cybernetics core, Nexus. The Nexus is a little bit delayed because there's a forge here. Second gas, pylon, second gas, Ambrose. All right, maybe not. Ooh, third hatch, sub 2 minutes. I do love it though. The Overlord comes in and says, all right, man, that Nexus is not anywhere near done. And maybe you can make a Zealot here. That Cybercore is not finished either. I think I can get away with getting a quick third base down. Definitely, you want to get your queen here. Yeah, I mean, it's not a huge deal. But if you're doing this, you can only afford one queen when your spawning pool finishes. And so you want your hatch here, your natural hatch, to be the one that makes that queen. Just so you can get creep tumor out. You can defend against aggression here instead of defending it up here, which is not as good. You still have drones. You want to protect at the natural base, and your front line is this location. Now, third base, again, a little bit problematic. You're going to want to get speed out as soon as possible. And by that, I mean, don't get speed at all. KrystaL, wow. KrystaL doesn't think that they need speed whatsoever. So I like this. Just making 4 lings. Going to go ahead and hammer away on the cyber core until the cannon shows up and shoos you away. A little bit late on the response, but hey, still 2 lings out here. You can still see if the Zealot's going to walk across the map and try to kill you. But so far, I like it. I like what KrystaL's doing. The scouting is fantastic. Sees the Stargate opening. The double gas is just kind of a given at this stage of the game. And neither player getting supply blocked. Queen is out. Okay, so did bring the queen from the main base down here at least. And then, I guess, no, injected first, then came down. And now tumor? Maybe we can get a tumor? You know you want to lay a tumor. There it is. KrystaL. KrystaL's queen laying the tumor. Third base getting saturated here. I mean, KrystaL's at 31 workers to 30 workers for Ambrose. KrystaL doing some stuff. I like this a lot. Zergling trying to make sure that a third base is a little bit difficult to take here for Ambrose. Just getting so much done with these 2 Zerglings is nice. I like it. I really do. And then there's just another handful of lings coming out. Has a bunch of drones continuing to drone up here. Getting a Roach Warren. And it's a Void Ray out. Okay, so the Overlord scouts the Void Ray. The problem is this Overlord's probably dead too. Unless... Oh no, totally saw it. Just decided to let it live. That Void Ray pilot is feeling nice and charitable today. So yeah, Roach Warren, I don't know. Like a big Roach Raptor attack could be pretty good, honestly. Like a 2.5 baser like we see sometimes from the pros against a Protoss on a short rush distance map where all they have is a Void Ray and a cannon and a Zealot. Like, army supply for Ambrose is nothing right now. That said, he is making another Void Ray because if you're going to make 1 Void Ray in the current meta, you might as well make 2. And the second Stargate will help you make even more than that. Even more than 2, possibly 3, or maybe even 4. Woo! Lair on the way from KrystaL. And there's your third base. Okay, so Ambrose's third base is warping, and the Lynx can't do much about it. If there were, like, I don't know, 20 Zerglings here, I think they probably could. But this many Lings will die to the Void Ray. Void Rays are terrible against Zerglings, but will kill them fast enough to save a Nexus from, what is this, 6 Lings? Yes, definitely, especially if they don't have speed. Which, again, doesn't have speed. So I guess you're going heavy on Roach then. This is going to be a Roach Ravager style play would be my guess. Here in the mid-rank madness, I like the Hydralisk Den. I think it maybe should have come down even sooner, recognizing the threat that is posed by these Void Rays. But, my goodness, another Stargate and a Fleet Beacon coming up from Ambrose. Ambrose is sky-tossing the ever-loving crap out of this. And Hydras are a good answer. Until there's a critical mass of carriers, and then your Hydras all die. Like, there's nothing that the Hydras can do. Once there's like 8 or 9 carriers, doesn't matter how many Hydras you have, they will die before they can kill those carriers. And if you, I mean, even micro it perfectly, it's not going to happen. So at this point, if it's going to be a lot of carrier, you just need Corruptors. You just do. Or you need really good Viper play, which is not something we see a lot in MidRank Madness. If you're going to go ahead and get Viper Abducts out, I love this base timing from KrystaL, by the way. It's a little bit late, but better late than never. Is it 52 workers to 52 for Ambrose? Creep spread's also kind of incredible. But yeah, if you need to get Corruptors out, or Vipers with Abducts. If you're abducting a single carrier at a time into a group of Hydras, so they can all target fire it and kill it quickly, that is awesome. That's a great way to handle carriers. Now, the way that that's kind of dealt with is with Storm, which Ambrose, I don't think Ambrose has any interest in going for the Storm. So usually professionals who are going Sky Toss against Zerg. Oh, the Void Ray is forced to cancel. Do you have any Hydras or got some Queen? The Queens want to defend the main base, which is totally understandable because that's where the Void Rays are going after all. Is it a trap? Like, hey, look over here. There's a spawning pool. Arrgh. Smart move moving out there by Ambrose. A lesser Protoss player would stick around and probably lose one of the Void Rays, but anti-air off a Queen is crazy good. KrystaL needs to replace this thing. There we go. I mean, probably should have replaced it a little bit sooner, but didn't really have the wherewithal to defend it either. Hydras are just now coming out with that Brood War skin, and guess who's looking 3 carriers at a time? Yeah, das ist Ambrose. Ambrose has 2 Zealots, an Adept, and 2 Void Rays right now with a lot of cannons. There was a window wherein you could show up at about this time with a bunch of Roaches and Ravagers, crush this base, and then just win. But the other option is to out-macro and to get good tech and do all the right things. Which, harder, again, MidRank Madness, hard to do, man. It is really hard to handle Sky Toss at this level of StarCraft. If you're a professional Zerg player, not a big deal. It's hard to lose to Sky Toss if you're a pro. Really, in the games that I've seen, in the games that I've casted, it's not very good against Zerg. And Protoss have a lot of reasons why that is. But at the lower levels, insanely good. Because the things I talked about, the things that you need to beat it, are not easy for lower level people to do. 4th base from Ambrose, warping in just nice and on time. 2nd Cybercore for double upgrades and a Robo facility. I'm guessing for detection in case there are lurkers or something. KrystaL's like, well, I'm being left alone. So here's the trick, KrystaL. If you're being almost entirely left alone, you really should have a maxed out army by now. See, look, this army pretty good, but now the carriers are here with full complements of interceptors almost. This one's missing one, but it's almost there. No. I mean, okay, all right. You're killing. All right. This is just a handful of interceptors, 4 or 5 there. You can handle those. This carrier has to rebuild all of its gosh darn interceptors, which is very annoying. KrystaL's creep spread today, like KrystaL's APM, 153. Like, this is the difference between playing Zerg at MidRank Madness and playing Protoss at MidRank Madness is the 62 APM that Ambrose is rolling with because it's Sky Toss. Sky Toss does not require incredible amounts of APM. I've played games before where I have gone for Sky Toss. Not a big deal. You just do this. You laze back, you build stuff, you keep probes going, you make a bunch of carriers. Like, there's no need to do anything else. You don't have to worry about creep spread or injects, really. Maybe you want to chrono boost upgrades every once in a while, but that's not crazy intense either. Yeah, I mean, if this kind of just turns into some kind of crazy A-move win for Ambrose, I will not be surprised. I mean, yes, KrystaL has a bigger army right now, but right here, these 5 carriers, I think can handle 28 Void Rays. So honestly, if Ambrose wanted to go, I think he could get some serious damage done. There are no corruptors, right? A Spire is done, but we're working on a Hive and no corruptors at all, continuing to pump Hydras, which are just not the answer here. Yes, it's a lot of Hydras. It's a great number of Hydras. Yes, they have +1/+1, which is great, but the carriers do as well. Just this 4-basing Protoss with Skytoss aspirations is terrifying. It's way too much Protoss, man. They're going to have a ton of tier 3 units, and it's hard to beat them with nothing but tier 1.5 units. Okay, they're tier 2 units because you need a lair and a Hydralisk Den. So I don't know, 2.5. Zerg tiers are strange. I guess it's a tier 2 unit because it's on Hive Tech. But yeah, it's hard to do. So we're just, wow. I mean, I don't know. KrystaL could prove me wrong here. Are we going to see KrystaL be the first Zerg in the history of the world to beat Mass Carrier with Hydras? Maybe. Maybe so. Look at this. Ambrose expanding up here. Really running out of options with how good this creep spread is. Like another 2 minutes, and I think creep would have been preventing him from expanding there that easily. Hallucinated Okay, I love this. Hallucinated Colossus wanders over.
Oh my gosh, they're attacking our creep tumors.
Yes, they are. Alright, so Colossus comes over, scouts this. Oh my gosh, forced to cancel with a hallucinated Colossus. Oh, that's incredible. And this is happening. So this is where one carrier goes down. 2 carriers go down. Okay. Alright. I don't know if we have... It was 9. It was 9 carriers. That was pretty good. Oh, I cannot believe that hallucinated Colossus forced to cancel of this space. That's one of the better things I've seen in a MidRank Madness game in some time. Dude, KrystaL's making Vipers. Okay. Now the gloves are off. Now KrystaL can beat this with impunity. We'll see what Ambrose does. Again, the way you handle this, if you're a professional Protoss, is you get High Templar and you storm the crap out of this. When they come up close to snipe your carriers, storm, storm, storm. They all die, or they're very wounded and the carriers can finish them off. But if you're just trying to do this straight up with carriers, harder to pull off for sure. But the more you have, the more possible it is. +2 armor's done, +1 attack is done for these Sky units, +3 missile attack on the way from KrystaL right now. And the creep spread, geez, just really everywhere right now. I mean, this center path has been cleared of creep spread, yes. And I think replacing it could be pretty good. I mean, yeah, this is Ambrose being like, this creep spread is really amazing. It certainly is. I mean, both players are maxed out at 13 minutes, which is honestly admirable for MidRank Madness. No complaints here. KrystaL retaking that bottom left base, which might as well. And okay, so direct engagement bad, but this? No, you actually have to kill the carrier that you abducted. There it is. And a parasitic bomb. I mean, mostly bad against carriers, but against larger groups of interceptors, awesome. You gotta focus. There it is. Okay, so abduct, focus, focus. KrystaL's got the rhythm down right now, and a hat tree nearby to replenish the energy on these Vipers, as is tradition. Zerg units, Zerg casters through all time have been able to replenish energy pretty darn quickly, much to the anger of players who are not Zerg. So Void Rays in production. Void Rays against Mass Hydra are not recommended here, Ambrose. A Dark Shrine, sure, that's cool. Another Spire, an Ultralisk Cavern. Now, I've fallen into the trap of making Ultralisks against Skytoss armies before. And let me just say, they can't shoot up, and therefore they are not good. So DT's on a mission. Oh, this base is going to die for the second time today. I mean, it's not a massive victory, but I'd argue it's a victory. Probe's getting killed to free up supply. Ooh, yes, getting some drones there too. Man, that Hydra positioning against this gateway is kind of amazing. You just kind of sit your dude up here on like Pride Rock. Just fire. I like how you can't walk here because there's a plant in the way. Alright, so hatch down. DT's got that sucker, but a gateway died. And here's okay, double, triple abduct. But you actually have to kill them, though. Okay, you got one. Ah, get out of there, Vipers. Okay, see how the Void Rays die like before they get over here? That is how bad Void Rays are against this particular composition. So, I mean, resources lost here. 8,800 for Ambrose and 4,000 for KrystaL. KrystaL has absolutely 100% done better on the trades today. That said, Dark Templar killed a base and are... Was there a War Prism here? I don't know how these guys got in here other than, I guess, walking. The transfuses are great. Plus this... Oh, no. The Vipers are gone. This is what I was talking about, where the Hydras start losing their effectiveness. Did they just kill all the Interceptors, though? There are 5 Interceptors. They killed all of the Interceptors. DTs are all dead. Goodbye, all the DTs. These Queens won the day because transfuses are great, and the Queens have +2 armor. Which makes them a little tankier versus these Dark Templar, although they do have big swings. The big swings are not as affected as much by armor as the little swings are. You know what? Honestly, you got 6,000 minerals. Like, toss up a couple spines. Like, 2 or 3 spines per base. You're going to have a better time with it against this kind of shenaniganry. KrystaL Zerg players of note. So Ambrose expanding at the last possible place to expand, which is down here at about the 630 position. You got to target the carriers. Oh my gosh, 2 more have gone down. That is 11 carriers that have died. The problem for KrystaL here is that Ambrose has a lot of bases for a Protoss, and therefore can afford a lot of the losses here. Dude, Parasitic Bomb really hurts the Void Rays, but we're running out of Hydras, man. We gotta make 16 more of them. Yeah, I gotta say the Zerg player's acquitted himself pretty well. I really don't like adding Void Rays to this comp for Ambrose. Like, I almost feel like Tempests are better. They've got better range. They can snipe Vipers from distance. But the Void Rays have to get close, and they die to the Hydras so fast. Muy rápido. Dude, this creep. Look at this creep. It's just... I can't make cannons any further away from your base because of these dudes. More DTs warping in. Ambrose spending his money better than the KrystaL is. Dude, Overseers with your army, though. He's got 3 Overseers. I don't know where they are. I guess there's 1. I guess he's got them in different, like... Yeah, oversight situations. Honestly, spines, though. Like, 3 spines, man. You have 4,500 minerals in the bank. 3 spines at each base, a couple spores, and Ambrose will have to commit more than, like, 3 Dark Templar to wreck your stuff. If he shows up with 10, sure, he might be in a little bit of trouble, especially if there's Blink, which we don't have. But it's on the way. No, it's not. I thought it was on the way for a second. Hopeful thinking. So yeah, let's count. Ambrose has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total bases. KrystaL, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bases. Not as good. And even if he takes this, it's only splitting the map in half. And against a Protoss, if you're splitting the map in half, you're not going to win. Economically, it's so hard to do. I guess if you're making good trades, as KrystaL has been, it's entirely possible. Okay, so the Ultras are in here versus the Cannons, which I kind of like. The Hydras are trying to snipe down the Void Rays as much as possible, but these Ultras against Sky stuff? Nope. Even if they have good armor, which they do, they've got all the armor they're ever going to have with +3 Carapace. And... I just completely forgot what that upgrade is. And Chitinous Plating. We got there. We got there. Greater Spire on the way. Hey, DT Blink is coming in. Chrono Boost even. When do you ever see Chrono Boost on a Dark Shrine? That's amazing. Little tiny circles. Little baby circles there. I mean, I'm loving the constant Viper use. The Parasitic Bomb is not as good, but it's damage, and I will accept it as such right now. Dude, this Interceptor count. 34, not as good necessarily here. And see the Hydras. Just what would be better is about 12 Corruptors with full upgrades darting in here. I guess that's why the Void Rays exist. And maybe that's why KrystaL isn't making Corruptors, is because the Void Rays exist. It would make sense, dude. These Tempests need to pull back. They are not fighters at close range. If they're close range to something, they're dying. And again, the Void Ray is not great, but backed up by the carriers, fine. Why is he still making Ultralisks against this Void Ray setup? Dude, okay. Remember when I was like, warping in a lot of DTs is a problem? Yeah. Alright, man. So KrystaL has taken some serious economic damage. 33 drones have died. It's going to be 2 hatches plus a cancel over here. DTs don't have blink, so they can't coolly blink away, but, you know, striding away purposefully is also very nice. 5 or 6 kill DT, not bad. You know, fulfilled his purpose in life of killing Zerg players, Zerg units. All right, 8 Corruptors in production. The problem is the upgrades for the Sky units are not as good. In fact, they are currently 0-0, which is exceptionally bad. Corruptors are great if there are equal upgrades versus the carriers, but if they are 0-0 versus 3-3, not as acceptably great. Also, there's Void Rays that exist with great upgrades and prismatic alignment. Yeah, man, it's 3-3-3 for Ambrose's Sky Toss. Those are about as good as, I mean, literally as good as you can get. Also going for Resonating Glaives, because why not? At this stage of the game, Probe's coming in to die and free up supply. I mean, the Dark Templar are not getting stuff done, but that's only because the Zerg army is directly in the way. Seriously, though, spines. If KrystaL loses this game, I'm going to blame at least like 30% of it on there are no spines at these bases. KrystaL's totally fine with building spores. Why not spines as well? Detection is nice. Spine crawlers not bad against ETs. And Ambrose, with the freed up supply, is making 3 more carriers. Hasn't really made a concerted push onto the creep other than that one about 10 minutes ago, but this is looking pretty intense at the moment. Parasitic Bomb does come on. The Void Rays all die. Parasitic Bomb plus Hydras equals dead Void Rays. Which means the Corruptors are better, but the Corruptors are not attacking the carriers directly. I guess KrystaL's like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to kill Interceptors a million times. He's killed 320 of them. There are 9 Interceptors left for Ambrose. It's not like Ambrose is starving for minerals, though, right? You can make those. Starving for gas, yes. But mineral count is decent. Can replace all the Interceptors a few times. That Stalker, just rough day, man. KrystaL making 20 Void Rays. And Storm. I cannot repeat this enough for Ambrose. More Storm. Honestly, the Hydras walk up here, Storm. And they either all die or they pull back. They Storm them again, they pull back. You're getting damage. You can't perfectly dodge Storm, and Hydras are squishy. But you force them off this base, kill this base, right? Send some DTs up here. Spines? Spines. Oh my gosh, we made it. We made it as a society, you guys. KrystaL's building spines. Look how well they're doing. Look how well the spines are doing. Oh, but now there aren't any spores. Okay, now he's dead. Rawr. So thinking about DTs is like, they're just not meant to be detected. If anything is hitting them, they're having a bad time. So the fact that spines don't benefit from upgrades is okay. Like, generally, spines lose their value over time as the game goes on. What the heck killed this base? Oh, sorry, we were watching the... Did he kill it? Oh! KrystaL drained it to death with the Vipers. Oh no, KrystaL! KrystaL, no! Oh, wait. It was... It was alive until there was one more Viper that needed it. And then KrystaL was like, goodbye. Okay. That's very fair. Zealot wandering into Spinecrawlerville. He doesn't even have speed. Like, he has no chance at all. None. 0 chance. Sorry, Zealot. I mean, do you have good upgrades at all? +1 attack, fine. +2 armor. Ooh, 2-2. But no speed. Speed's being researched. See how this Ultra has no value in these direct engagements? Also, the Parasitic Bomb? No. You're not going to kill these carriers with Parasitic Bomb. Like, send the Ultra over to kill something else. Like, honestly, I honestly feel like 3 ultras could probably kill all of this. This is only 5 cannons, 6 cannons. I know they're shield batteries, but it doesn't really matter. Hey, the Zealots have charged. They're part of the engagement now. And the Zealots, fine, pretty good against the Hydras. Oh, that ultra just kind of backed up. KrystaL, no. Alright, so the pro tip here for KrystaL is Mass Hydra alone is not going to cut it here. I keep saying that, and yet the number of interceptors that have died today is 436. So, like, KrystaL's not doing it terribly, but this base is toast. Yeah, 190 to 129 supply. KrystaL is gas-starved as all get out. Really needs the gas income from these bases. It does not have it at the moment. And this feels like the death blow to me. There's 4 Lings in production. These carriers have got some kills, man. 7 kills. A 19-kill Templar is pretty good. 16-kill carrier. And a Broodlord. If the Corruptors had upgrades, I'd feel better about this, but that's it, man. GG from KrystaL. KrystaL's out. Ambrose is victorious in 25 minutes and 24 seconds. So there it is. Yeah. I don't know. I think we gave all the tips we needed to in this game, right? Storm would have won this game a lot earlier for Ambrose. You just can't go Mass Hydra versus Carrier. Yes, you can keep the interceptors at bay for a certain amount of time, but you're not going to make the trades. Remember when KrystaL was up like 2-1 on resources lost against Ambrose, and now it's 38,000 to 39,000? That's not good for KrystaL. That indicates from that point on, I mean, Ambrose won the exchanges and totally did. Also, you can't split the map in half. You need to try to kill this base, or you need to try to kill this base and take it. You cannot have a split down the middle experience against a Protoss and win, KrystaL, so you got to try to take bases, man. And Corruptors with upgrades would have been really nice, because they still, at the end of the game, had no upgrades at all. No armor. No attack upgrades. 0. This Corruptors first, man. So Parasitic Bomb the Void Rays, so they die. And then Corruptors in a ball just going pow, 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 pow. On each of these carriers, and they all die. Just didn't have it. Just did not have the right composition for it. And that was it. So otherwise, I think KrystaL, honestly, KrystaL did what KrystaL was trying to do very well. Had a 186 average APM, and Ambrose was at 81. I mean, that's the difference. Again, APM doesn't mean everything, is the lesson there. Wow. 20 probes died for Ambrose. I think every single one of those were intentional sacrifices. KrystaL lost 3 hatches, 1 cancel, 47 drones, 140 Hydralisks, which is a lot. 7 Corruptors and 11 Vipers. 13 carriers did go down. I really feel like that was more towards the mid game. Once it got to the late game, though, the carrier devs were very rare. Ambrose did a good job getting them out of there before they died. 9 Void Rays, a Gateway, 41 Zealots, 41 DTs. As many DTs died in this game as Zealots. That is a little bit of a weird situation for sure. Anyway, good stuff. Good MidRank Madness. Thanks for sending that one in. I assume Ambrose did well done. I recognize you from the Cheese compilation too. So thanks again. And again, send your replays to Snipermonkey. He'll be happy. So that's going to be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void and a MidRank Madness. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.
The path of ascension is before us.